Brenda J. Lilly here with the Bridge Artistic Network. I wanted to put out a small disclaimer before we launch into today's video. I am not a licensed therapist. I am just a fellow creative artist who hopes to encourage, engage, and hopefully empower other creative artists to go out and live their art dream. Okay, here we go into today's video. I hope you enjoy it. Good Monday morning, everybody. Brenda J. Lilly here with the Bridge Artistic Network. It is Monday morning, August 25th, and it's time for another Monday morning kickstart with me. I hope you like this video. If you do, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, but most importantly, share it with people you know and love so that we can keep becoming who we were created to be. All right, I'll see you on the flip side. Good Monday morning, everybody. It's Brenda J. Lilly, and I have a beautiful big cup of coffee with Shakespeare on it. Anyway, it is time for a Monday morning kickstart, and today I want to talk a little bit about culture care. So, for the last several weeks, we've been going through a list of things called the 10 Commandments of Human Relations. And I thought it was really important to start there because until we understand that being in relationship with each other is it's of vital importance. Loving your neighbors, talking to your neighbors, talking to your community, being in community with people. Until we understand that that is a vital resource for each and every one of us, no matter what our personality is, whether we're an introvert, an extrovert, an introverted extrovert, an extroverted introvert, it does not matter. Whether we see the glass half empty or half full, it doesn't matter. We all need to be in relationships with other people. No one was made to be an island unto themselves. We were created to be with and for each other. And artists, creatives, innovators, I think are one of the deepest calls of our soul is to care for, inspire, and love our communities, inspire and care for our cultures, whatever culture we live in, whatever community we are a part of. And then there's the greater community of the world, depending on how far our art has reached, how far our ingenuity, our inventiveness, our creativity will take us. I think the sky's the limit for each and every creative out there. I think the only limiter that we have on us is ourselves. And so if we start to understand ourselves a bit better, understand what makes us tick as an artist, as a creator, as an innovator, then the sky's the limit. The world is our oyster, and we get to be influencers of culture. How astounding is that? So I am reading this book currently by Makoto Fujimura called Culture Care. It's a brilliant book. I highly recommend, but I'm going to read just the first page of chapter 2. Ready? It's called Chapter 2, Culture Care Defined. Culture care is to provide care for our culture's soul, to bring to our cultural home, to bring to our cultural home our bouquet of flowers, so that reminders of beauty, both ephemeral and enduring, are present even in the harshest environments where survival is at stake. We may need to learn to cultivate these reminders of beauty in the same way flowers are cared for and raised. Culture care restores beauty as a seed of invigoration into the ecosystem of culture. Such care is generative. A well nurtured culture becomes an environment in which people and creativity thrive. At this point, it will be helpful to gather the threads to find a working definition of my main terms. At the most basic level, we call something generative if it's fruitful, originating new life or producing offspring, as like plants and animals do, or producing new parts, like stem cells. When we are generative, we draw on creativity to bring into being something fresh and life giving. We can also approach generativity by looking at its shadow, degenerate, the loss of good or desirable qualities, a term also frequently used of generations, right? What is generative is the opposite of degrading or limiting. It is constructive, expansive, affirming, growing beyond a mindset of scarcity. That's page 1 of this chapter, my friends. That's a lot to unpack. We're going to unpack as much as we can today. Culture care is to provide for our to provide care for our culture's soul. We as artists, it goes on to talk about being generative, right? Being life-giving, life-affirming, being fruitful, being expansive, constructive, creative. Culture care restores beauty and makes beauty a thing of importance to the culture, even when life and death are at stake. So let's talk about this for a minute because the world keeps on getting crazier and crazier and crazier and crazier every single day. Man, if you watch even 2 minutes of the news, you know what I'm talking about. And the temptation, especially for artists, I think, or creatives, innovators, is to think that what we are about and what makes our hearts sing, what makes us tick, is not important. Not in these moments where so much is at stake, where so much is it's life and death. There's harsh things happening, nasty things happening, bad things happening. Shouldn't we be about something else? But our art, our creativity, our innovations, our creations bring the beauty, allow the breath of life to happen, even in the darkest of times. And so I want to dispel the idea that what we do isn't important when times are hard. Yes, having a meal on the table for your kids is an imperative, for your family is an imperative. Having a roof over your head, clean water to drink, these are all needs. These are all things that every human needs. But every human needs a source of light. something that makes them believe and hope for a better future. If we stop doing what we do as artists, whether if you're a choir leader, if you are a chef, if you are a dance instructor or dancer or an artist of any kind, an actor, a writer, a painter, a sculptor, a candle maker, a crafter, a weaver, it does not matter what form of art you practice. What matters is that you practice it and that you offer it up to the culture around you, to the community of people around you, that you do not hide yourself, your creativity, your art, your light under a bushel. Because that light is a wellspring of hope for those around us. They need it. It is the cultural care that we as artists, innovators, and creators and creatives bring to this world. And it is of vital importance. Vital importance. It inspires hope. It helps people let go of their pain and hold on to joy. But without it, the world is just filled with darkness. Makoto says, culture care restores beauty as a seed of invigoration into the ecosystem of culture. When we do what we do as creative people, it invigorates the society around us. It makes people around us realize there is more to this world than what the news is on about. There is more to this world than what your teacher tells you, your history teacher tells you. There's more to this world. There is love in this world. There is joy to be had and held and kept. And it is these things, the world tells us that power is our strength, money is our strength. If you have power and money, you are the strongest, most vital thing in the universe. And I would say to that, nah. Love, joy, these are the inspiring things of a culture. Creativity, art. How often have you just stopped and said, oh, that's so pretty? It was funny, I was picking, we have a big garden this year, and so I was out, I fed our chickens and I collected our eggs, and I went around to the other side of the garden. I got some tomatoes on one side, and then I walked around the house to the other side of the garden, and there were more beans, which I was shocked at because I had just picked a bunch of beans the week before and the week before that, but our bean plants just keep giving, which is awesome. And so I collected like a quart of beans, which is crazy, right? I came in and I washed them. And as I was tamping them dry, I poured them out on the countertop. And a few of them formed this fan. And I went, that's a cool image. Oh, and I had also harvested some mint with the flowers on it, right? So I looked at the tomato in my hand at the beans that had fanned themselves out in the mint that I had in my hand. And I went, I'm going to create something beautiful. I'll post the picture in the comments of this YouTube video, but or I'll make it the picture that you see for the video. But as I poured the beans out, they fanned out, and I just went, I'm going to make something special out of this. And I'm going to take a picture because this harvest is beautiful. And this picture that I have in my head is a thing of beauty. Beauty from beans, mint, and a tomato. Who'd have thought? But it's possible. And it made me stop. I literally sat there for 5 minutes arranging this photo and then took a photo and then posted it immediately because I just went, this is beautiful. And it's not just beautiful for me. I want to share it. I want to share it. We need to share ourselves. I gave you 10 commandments for human relationships in the last, I think, 4 videos. If you didn't watch them, go back and watch them. They're just a gentle reminder of how to be with and for each other. But I want to share myself. I want to share my art. And I think that we're supposed to. We were made to do that. We were created to share our gifts, our talents, and our abilities with those around us, our culture. Why? Because we bring beauty. We bring light, joy, love, and hope. Be those hands in this world. You can't meet hate with hate. Be the light. Because where the light is, no darkness can dwell. All right. That's all I have for us today. I hope you go out this week and realize how important what you do is, and that you have a mighty purpose, and that you need to bring your creativity, your light, and love and brilliance to this world. We desperately need it. All right. Have a great week, everybody. See you next Monday. Hey, thank you so much for watching our video. I hope you liked it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, subscribe. What are you waiting for? All right. I hope you all have a wonderful week. Bye.